Hey, we are here. No notice at all, just popped in and started the show. So yes, this is number 257 in this long continuing soap opera of shows, Photoshare Discussion. So welcome, December 16th, 2018. 7 days until Christmas. 1 week to get all that last minute holiday shopping done. Hope everybody's doing well. Been a busy week. A lot going on, a lot with work and stuff, and some last minute holiday shopping or whatever on our end just to get stuff out to family and whatever. No photography from me again this week. Although I did think a little bit of, started planning or at least thinking about what I'd like to do next year. So that's kind of where I'm at on the photography side of things right now. The weather's been kind of not really cold, but it's been rainy. We've just had not a lot of great weather, at least on the days that I've been available to have some extra time to get out and do photography. It's just been kind of rainy, pretty wet. We've been really wet. And with it getting darker earlier, that kind of hinders it as well. So I'm hoping, maybe the weather will break a little bit over, between now and the end of the year. Things are slowing down a little bit work-wise. There's always seems to be a mad dash to get stuff done, at the end of the year when it comes to taxes and investments and that type of stuff. For those of you that care, I am drinking a high-quality beer by Narragansett Brewing in New Hampshire. Narragansett Lager, I guess it is, right? Yep. So it's made on honor, sold on merit. So just a basic beer, not really craft beer, but a local, regional beer, I guess. Saying that hopefully by we're into the last couple weeks of the year here, and things will maybe slow down a little bit for me work-wise, mid part of this week. So if the weather cooperates a little bit, you might still be able to get out with the large format camera over this last part, last week or two of the year. But I'm not crossing my fingers. I hope so, but I'm not counting on it, I guess. So in lieu of that, I've been trying to plan ahead a little bit for next year. We're starting to talk a little bit about where we might go next year as far as trips, travel, that type of thing. And if there's if I can set aside maybe a little bit more time, plan ahead a little farther, try to set aside some time to do some, photography specific stuff. So that's my hope. Let me go ahead and get over here and redo that. So yeah, that's kind of, I hope we kind of get into the end of the year here. So I'm kind of hoping that will be the case, and I'll be able to actually get out with the camera. Maybe I'm just going to open up the live stream if anybody pops in to the chat room. Okay, so I'm back, and looks like somebody's awake. Are you awake, Crusher? Here comes Crusher, I think. Are you coming up? Hey, hi. There he goes. There's Crusher's tail. What are you doing, Crusher? Huh? Oh, everybody wants to see that. You come around? You gonna get my lap? What's going on here, cat? Yeah, the cats are awake. They've woken up from their afternoon nap. So, what are you doing, Crusher? Oh, you gonna get on my lap? Come on. So they're awake. They get their some more of the wet food at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So put that in. They wake up. They run around for a couple hours, and then they'll be crashed again by 7:30 or so, and then wake up about 9:30 or 10 o'clock and want fed and do all that stuff again. All right, get up there. Where are you going? All right, he's just really curious, but so hopefully been planning ahead a little bit for next year. Try to get start thinking a little bit about what I'd like to do. Maybe some specific things. I talked about doing that this year, and I really didn't. So just kind of got busy with work and everything, and kind of got caught up in that. So I'm hoping maybe next year I can set aside be a little bit more intentional about photography, especially with the large format camera, because that is something that, to use the camera and to actually work with it, you have to be very intentional and thoughtful. Anyway, it doesn't really lend itself too much to just last minute, spur of the moment use. I mean, you definitely have to plan ahead a little bit. Everything from the weather, making sure you've got film holders loaded, the right kind of film, whether it's color, black and white, type of thing. So there's definitely some thoughts. I'm going to try to build that into some planning for 2019, and hopefully be a little bit more intentional about using the camera. And if we do some traveling, we might do some car traveling, maybe back up to the Midwest again, visit friends here this coming year. So if I can build in a day or two and try to go to a couple places, either going up or coming back, I'll try to do that as well. And there's some stuff around here that I've been talking about going to for years. There's that, I can't think of the name of that state park down south of Columbus that Wes went to a couple years ago. I'll have to ask him if he pops on here. But basically looks like canyons to the southwest. It was due to erosion. Oh, what is the name of it? But that's really close. And that's something we could do a long weekend out of, get down there. It's a couple hours away, 2 to 3 hour drive. Take a long weekend and take a couple days there and do some photography, some hiking, all that. So I'm gonna start doing that. But as we come up on the end of the year here, we got, like I said, that last minute shopping coming up for holiday gifts. I don't have anything photography related on the kind of the wish list for this year. I'm pretty much set. I mean, I got the extra lens last year. I've got plenty of holders. I've got film. So I'm good, and I'm not really looking to change up anything on the digital side of things. That might be the next move, would be maybe in a couple of years. Maybe change out the digital, maybe move from a micro four thirds, maybe to the full frame mirrorless. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with how Nikon and Canon go with that. So far, it seems like they're selling enough, and I don't think they're going to kill the format. And hopefully, there's the key is going to be to get in the third-party lens manufacturers. And speaking of, I saw something. Was it Petapixel? A little thing on my phone pop in about there's a company, Chinese company or Taiwanese company that is coming out specifically for third-party lenses for those camera mounts. So I'm gonna see. I'll take a look at that and see. But that's the kind of thing I'm hoping for. I don't want to be go through the expense, or primarily the expense and the hassle of switching camera formats, digital camera formats, and going to something like the full frame mirrorless, which I think would be a great move. But if there's not some support for third-party lenses and accessories and that type of thing, it's just buying the OEM stuff is, while they're great lenses, I'm just not the kind of guy that's going to pay $2,000 for a lens. I might pay $400 or $500 for a couple of lenses. So that's what I'm hoping for, that there's going to be some third-party lenses coming out, and then see which one kind of shakes out. Well, it might even be Sony. Maybe Sony's going to come up with a different model. Who knows? But to see how the Canon and Nikon shake out, and maybe what the second version of each of those cameras is, what tweaks they make, adjustments, that type of thing. I really haven't been reading up on blog posts and forums and stuff on what problems, if any, people are having with the cameras. But I'm sure there's always a few hiccups that pop in. So, and the cameras have been out, what, 3 or 4 months at this point. So there's going to be some things that pop up. So that's going to be interesting to see. But that would be the next thing for me, camera wise, to make any kind of purchase or change, would be maybe making a switch to the full frame mirrorless format. But for now, micro four thirds is fine for what I'm doing, in addition to the large format, which is, it's been my the emphasis I've placed in the last couple of years, although I haven't done a lot of photography, but I've tried to, the time that I did have available for photography has been focused more on the large format. So it's kind of, and I've got pretty much everything I need equipment wise for the large format camera. All I need now is time, and until Santa can bring me a box of time, I don't think I don't need to, you know, that's just up to me to, you know, to kind of fit it in more into life, and make sure that the time's available that I prioritize and take advantage of it when it comes up. And the last couple of years have been a little challenging starting a business. From a positive standpoint, you know, it's going good, but from a photography standpoint, it's taken a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, when you try to do all the other things, that, you know, I just don't want to exclusively do one thing or the other. I always am doing a few different things at once. So, you know, there's only so much time in the day. So until I find a way to bend the space-time continuum, I guess I have to just do a little bit better job of planning. I was looking on, I'm on Petapixel. I just wanted to see if anything pops up. Hey, there's Joe.
Hey, how's it going, bro?
On that. Hey, Joe. I'm doing my. Thanks for saving me from a monologue here. Just talking, going on stuff, and I'm trying to find an article. There was an article or something I saw about some companies coming out. Oh, third-party lenses. There it is. Third-party lenses for the Canon and Nikon mirrorless cameras, which I think is fantastic, because I was just saying that I think that would be the next thing that I would make a change in photography-wise, might be to go to a full-frame mirrorless from a digital format, but I'm not going to do that probably for at least another year, but definitely until not going to do it until there's good third-party support, because I'm not paying $2,000 a lens. Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
You know, it's my problem with the mirrorless thing, and I'm less resistant to it now than I was even a year ago, right? But even if it's still a Canon mirrorless system, it's still like buying a whole new system, because it's all new lenses. It's, you know, so, you know, that's my kind of problem with it. And in the meantime, what's been happening is there's so much going on with our phones these days. There's so much, you know, with the 3-axis gimbals. There's all these other sorts of products, you know, including attachable lenses that you can put now on your phone, and it's just making it so much easier just to use your phone. So by the time I get down to, all right, you know, I pretty much what it gets down to for me is I'm looking at way less expensive mirrorless options if I'm going to go to that route. Now, I looked at some reviews of that we were talking about.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And they're god awful.
For a couple $100, yeah.
They couldn't be any more awful, but they do applaud the effort for it being its first iteration of it. So
and you know, somebody else will come out with a new version. Either them or another company will come out with something that'll be maybe $100 more, and it'll be twice as good. You know,
now you mentioned the third-party lenses now for the mirrorless, and Sigma's all in, baby. I did notice that I made a lens purchase this week as well.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you mentioned that earlier that you had photography. So you bought another lens?
I bought a 50. I had broke my original little nifty 50 years ago now. God, I think I broke it by accident. It was like 5 years ago now, 6 years. So I actually bought a Young No.
All right.
They had it marked down to $42. It was like, how could I not buy that thing?
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. So it's a 50 what, 1.8? Okay, kind of the standard, nifty 50.
Yeah, just your standard. They also have a 35 that I'm thinking about buying.
Okay.
And right now on lensauthority.com. They've got a lot of decent deals, as they always do. If they have something in stock, they usually have decent deals. But they've got the 5DS. If you're looking into going into a full frame SLR, they've got that 5DS marked down to like $2,000, which that camera, I think when it came out, was like $4,000, something like that. So
all right.
That's the Canon. I think it does. Let me see. What does it say? It does over 20 megapixels.
Okay, yeah, like a 23 megapixel or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So okay, yeah, the 5DS. Okay, there it is. Yep, 5DS, and then there's the R. Now, what's the difference between the DS?
Oh, I'm sorry. It does 50.6 megapixels.
Wow.
It has a native 20 by 30.
Oh, okay. So it does the multiple and adds them together or something, right?
No, I get one single shot with this sensor is a native 20 by 30 with 300 DPI resolution, and that's its native resolution.
Okay, all right.
Which puts it up there with your medium format cameras.
Okay, yeah.
Medium format digital, at least, yeah. It's not quite a.
So that's the 5DS. Now they have I see right next to it a 5DS-R. What's the difference between the R and the regular?
The aliasing and the non-alias.
Oh, okay. So the R takes away the anti-aliasing filter.
Right.
Okay. All right. So no filter in front.
Yep.
Okay.
So otherwise, they're literally identical. They even tell you in the specs.
It's the same thing. It's just they just remove the filter. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's becoming a thing. Yeah.
You can, for it. That's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but I mean that is seriously marked down for that kind of camera.
Oh yeah, no, that's a pro level. That's a pro level camera.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That is a pro camera. That's.
And the 5DS, is it? Is it really? How's the focusing and autofocusing system? Is it the fastest one or?
It's the focusing. Yeah, because it's literally. It's not going to be your best film camera, if I'm not mistaken, like for video.
Okay.
I think its highest resolution I'm looking at now is like 1080p, 30 frames.
Okay.
But it's not Canon's best effort as far as film. It's literally focused on still photography.
Okay. Now, is it going to be good for sports, or is it going to be more for just general?
No. Yeah, more for studio. It's going at Hasselblad. It's going at all that.
So you could use it for studio or kind of just documentary photography. Yeah. Okay.
Even wedding, it might not even be good for weddings, but it looks like it's doing 5 frames a second. So I guess depending on what you're doing,
that would work. That would work for general wildlife, general photography. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, I've been here at Lens Authority a couple. I haven't been on their site in a while, but they've got a pretty good mix, and I'm sure it just changes every week, just depending what they get in.
Right. Yeah. Just depending on what they get in and stuff. But
PowerShot GX for $500. Yeah.
And they've got the EOS, the Canon EOS 5, the M5 mirrorless, for $470. So, if someone's in the market for a mirrorless, $470 for that M5, that's a pretty good bargain right there.
And that's the one that is that's not the newest model. That's the one that is before this latest one came out, right? Yeah.
But that's
under $500. I mean,
under $500. I mean, and you're gonna, you buy from them, and you're gonna get something that's at least backed up for a little bit.
Yeah, and you can buy a 1-year extended warranty for $17, which is
right.
That's very reasonable.
So it's, you know, in any way that you can get into a whole, because like I said, I'm a Canon shooter, but if I were to go this M5 route,
yeah, new lenses.
It's basically a whole new system.
Yeah,
you know, so you might as well, at that point, you might as well consider all the options, you know, because you know, you're not going to be interchanging lenses and stuff. Not necessarily. I guess you can get an adapter, but you could do that with any of the mirrorless.
Yeah. So now this one, I was seeing this. Is it Kipon unveils the first third-party lenses for Canon R and Nikon Z. So the latest mirrorless formats. So they've got them, you know. So it matches the mount. Are they autofocus?
I literally just saw a deal also with the Sigma. It was a Sigma 35, if I'm not mistaken. It's not the Art series, but they also have that mount. So they made that lens, that new lens. I think it's what was the price? $400 to $600, something like that.
Okay. All right.
It's a 1.4 lens.
Okay.
So it's pretty darn fast. You know, still going to be real. I forget what the what
mount is it? So it's going to be the Canon EF mount. So regular EOS mount, basically.
Yeah, they have your EOS mount. They're going to have your Nikon regular mount, whatever the system that is. They pretty much have all the mounts, and now they included for the new Canon mirrorless and the Sony, I think.
Oh, I didn't see the. They've got the Sony. Let me see. I'm looking at mounts, lens type. Oh, DN from mirrorless. There we go. Okay, I got to look at the right. Okay, yeah, for camera mount, Canon Micro Four Thirds, Olympus, Sony A mount, Sony E mount, Canon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe they are in there. Yeah. So yeah, that's just gonna be. It's gonna take time. I mean, it just depends how many of those. You know, if the mirrorless cameras sell enough, you know, and I think for people getting into photography, the you know, that don't have to worry about switching a whole system, that type of thing. I mean, I think a mirrorless, I think, is going to win the race. You know, a few years down the road. Yeah. Why do you need a mirror? You know, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for me. It's still the handling, you know, but also, you know, now that I'm doing more traveling and I flat don't take my gear because of that, because it is big and bulky. I take my phone, and I've been personally looking into different options that just allow me to use my phone. So if I'm going to get down to, you know, okay, I'm going to take a backpack now, or I'm going to take some sort of pack with me just for carrying gear that supports my phone, that lets me take better pictures or better video. What is that better option? So I have looked at some mirrorless options, but boy, they have got to be under $500, because I don't want to be dumping, you know, I don't want to be dumping that kind of money into
No, you'd be looking for something that's a travel camera. I mean, it's just super easy to take with you and fits in a pocket and does, you know, well, you might just want to look at one of the, you know, just like a, you know, a prosumer, you know, like not a Micro Four Thirds, but was it a 2/3 sensor? You know, so like the GX, the Canon GX line, or that type of thing.
I might. You know, so it
definitely would give you a much better quality than a camera. With some creativity, when you wanted to do it, you could put it in manual mode and do that type of stuff. But yeah, outside of that, you know, just a basic point and shoot camera for $150 for your phone, I think I'd just keep my phone.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of my thing is, you know, I've had now a couple of 3-axis gimbals now in my Amazon cart for over a month.
Okay.
Just you know, seeing how the prices fluctuate, and then when it goes to the right point, then I'll pull the trigger. And then, you know, with all the different attachments that they have for these things now, it's you know, it's just you know, perfect. You know, I mean, and there's more and more people making more and more videos with more tips on, hey, you know, this is how you can get some better shots with your phone, and
oh yeah,
you know,
no, the quality of the cameras in the phones is definitely a lot better than it was, you know, a few years ago. I mean, each generation of phones, they tend to up the quality, and it's gotten to the point now where you really don't need any more megapixels. So now they're coming up with the way, you know, like the 2-lens system, you know, to get a little bit more of a depth of field and blurring and that type of thing. So.
Well, you know, and I'm pretty sure there's apps out there now. I haven't quite got to that level yet of downloading these apps and trying them out, but I know they're out there.
Yeah.
That will stitch just dozens of images together for you to get that resolution that you want. You know, so it'll, you know, there's the one of the gimbals I'm looking at helps you. It does a panning of a scene for you to give you that larger image, and the app that it uses does that.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, so it'll take like 12 images, let's say, and then does the stitching together for you. So it's like you're getting.
Oh, Dennis says no link, can't join. Let me get you the link, Dennis. I apologize. Dennis sent me a link.
You know, I don't know what we're gonna do now. Google said that
it's getting rid of you know, because right now when I start a thing, it pops up, you know, through Hangouts, and off we go. And
they announced that they're shutting it down now 4 months earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do. Well,
you have to do. They're keeping the corporate. If that makes, because I use it's called Google Meet, is the corporate, which I have access to. I have access to through my business Google account, but I haven't used it yet. Although I'm starting to have other people send me invites to use it. So I'm gonna have to.
Well, let me ask you, Mark, and it's, you know, more business related than it is photography related, but it's photography related because I purchased so much equipment and gear on Amazon that's their excuse for trying to offer me one of these Amazon business accounts. They keep like I probably get an offer from Amazon when I sign in probably a couple times a month easily.
For an Amazon business account, I don't know if I've seen that. What is it? What's the difference? What do you get?
Oh, okay. I finally looked into it because I've been offered this. What happens is I sign in, and then I get like a notification on my screen that says, "We noticed you purchased a lot of electronics.
Hey guys, how you doing?
You might save money on a business account." So I looked into it finally. This has happened enough to me. Dear God, you know how much a business account costs through Amazon?
I don't know, $500 a year.
You got it. Ding, ding,
really?
Ding.
Just 5 times as much as a personal account, pretty much.
It's ding, ding, and you get 6. You can have 6 accounts.
Okay.
For employees.
Yeah.
And you do get some discounts, and you can do things with your taxes and all these sorts of tricks.
Okay.
But no, there's no incentive for me to.
Oh, no. That would make sense for if you owned a business and you had multiple people that were buying stuff. Yeah. That way you could link it all together and you could control the access for those other people. So you So if you fully utilize it, it sounds like, you know, you pay 5 times as much as a personal, but you get 6 accounts. So they give you a little bit of a kicker. But and then they probably do some not tax reporting, but they consolidate purchases and stuff for you to make it a little easier for tax.
Exactly. Yeah, you might have a tax exemption and all that sort of thing, and so they're going to help you with that. But you know, they keep offering this to me. To me, it just tells me, well, Mr. Joe, you are spending so much money. You've got to be a business.
Amazon loves you.
Yeah. Oh. I'm like, see, this to me, it's just a huge red flag on my screen that, you know what, dude, slow your roll a little bit, slow your roll, you know. But
yeah, that's.
What do you think, Wes? I purchased one of those Yongnuo plastic lens. It's no different than the Canon plastic lens, but one of those new nifty 50s from Yongnuo, you know, a standard 1.8. They lowered it down to $42. It was like, how could you not buy it?
Wow, yeah. They're I think they're pretty good. They're just they're a little bit soft around the edges, I think, is what happens with the Yongnuos.
Yeah. So they got a 35 millimeter. I'll probably end up getting that. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, because they're just so cheap. It's like, you know, well, why not have it in your kit? You know?
Yeah. It's like buying an extra card and a battery or whatever. You might as well just get another lens. Yeah.
You know, they're these little lenses, and you never know until you buy it. They might end up being your favorite darn lens for something.
And if you want to practice camera tossing, you know, it's
exactly.
You
got to start off somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good. I'm glad I apologize. I had the link didn't work, but I guess now it does. Obviously. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, good. So glad you guys could join. And it looks like Dennis actually did go out and make some images.
Oh, look at you!
I did. Christmassy. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Oh, I gotta check this out.
So yeah, shared a few images actually. So that's cool. How about you, Wes? Any photography this week?
No, nothing this week.
Join the club. Yeah. How about you, Joe? Joe bought something. Joe bought a photography item, so that's good.
This is really unusual to see photographs on a photographic forum, you know.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Imagine that. Yeah.
I was saying in my little monologue before you guys popped in that I want to use the large format camera. Hey, Crusher. And that's something that you have to kind of be intentional about. You have to actually think about and plan before you actually go out and use it. You know, it's not like you just grab it and go. So you have to think a little bit about it. And I haven't done much. I've done a lot of thinking, but I haven't done any action with it this year. So I'm hoping 2019 I actually do that. I'm actually sat down today and started thinking a little, writing down a little bit things I wanted to play, a couple places I wanted to go, and one of them is that state park, Wes. I can't think of whatever that one with the
now I'm blanking on the name.
the one down there by Columbus, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be really good. Like do a long weekend, like go on a Thursday and come back on a Sunday night or something.
Yeah, I wanted to get us back up there this fall, but we just didn't make it. So we're just gonna wait till after we get the house and everything.
Yeah. Are you going to the what's that? Is that powwow you go to? Is that in the spring?
Yeah, it's around like beginning of April, middle of April sometime.
And is it down near Albany? Is it near Albany, Georgia?
Yeah, it's near Albany.
That might be interesting.
Yeah, it's about an hour from there to the canyon. So if you want to do both, in a weekend,
you can do a combo. Yeah, that would be fun. That might be a fun thing to do because they do that. They do that on what's Saturday, Sunday, probably.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I'm writing this down.
Mark, it's unusual, but your cat's actually reading a book. Yeah.
Yeah. Highly educated. I've got him helping out with the finance end of things. He picks stocks. I just hold up a sheet and whatever he puts his paw on, that's what we buy.
Yeah, it's as good as anything.
I think that's a valid method. I mean, I could probably do like late night TV. I could do an infomercial. Cat, perfectly good stock pick.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Boom, boom. Like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a perfectly good method, like anything else. I mean,
perfectly cat approved.
Very cat approved. Very cat approved. Yeah, that's the way you go right there. Yeah, it's
You're sitting on my expensive brochures that I printed out, aren't you? Yeah, thank you.
I was telling them, Wes, that on Lens Authority they've got those EOS Canon EOS M5 mirrorless marked down to 470,
Nice.
and the Canon 5DS marked down to $2,000. You know, so that a fantastic price on those two cameras. I mean, you remember the 5DS was like $4,000 or something like that.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, a 50 megapixel camera. Yeah, dear God. You know.
You better be doing some landscapes. You're not going to be doing any sports with
that's
that.
a landscape photographer camera there. If you don't have a medium format,
yeah, getting it down to $2,000. I have to admit, you know, even that for me, because I'm all in on the crop sensors. You know, so you know, even that for me is like getting a whole new system, because I'd have to get new lenses. Now that I'm all in on the crop sensor lenses, I'd have to get full frame lenses again before they got stolen from me. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'd have to. But that kind of does, you know, for what I do, portraits, it's fast enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be plenty fast. You don't unless you have some really fast models, then you gotta.
You'd be surprised, like how some, you know, but it, you know, 5 frames a second, and the low light that they're getting now off of these cameras would be more than sufficient. I'm using external lights all the time anyway, so
low light capability isn't really an issue for you, for what you do. But yeah, I mean they're coming down. Like that's my prediction. In a few years though, the full frame mirrorless is going to take out the DSLR, I think.
Yeah, eventually I would think so.
I mean, you know, especially for people that are coming into it and don't have a big investment in the legacy system. You know, if you're coming into photography and you want to get into it, why not just get a mirrorless? You know, compared to a SLR. And so it'll be interesting to see. And if that change, you know, in a couple of years, if it's going good, I mean, that would be the change I could see, was maybe go from the micro four thirds to the full frame mirrorless. But I'm gonna wait till we get at least the generation 2 camera, and then if there's lenses for it, that would be the thing. Because I'm not buying all manufacturer lenses, that's for sure. It's kind of expensive. I'll let Dennis do that.
Yeah, Dennis is all in on that. Yeah.
I don't actually have any system lenses for my Sony.
No, you don't. That's right. Yeah, you've got all the high quality third party lenses.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
which are still less than the system lenses though. By quite a bit.
And they're actually better than the system lenses.
Yeah. Better and less cost. So not a.
Yeah, and of course you can use them on other cameras. Unlike the system lenses.
Yeah, that's true. Get an adapter and use it.
This is hilarious, Mark. I just noticed that they actually, this is how geeky you can get. They have Canon EOS 5D Mark II camera boxes for $20. So you
buy the box
from Canon?
No, from Lens Authority. Okay. So you can get a camera box. I didn't know there was a market for this. You know how many camera boxes I've got? You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize.
You can buy it as a prop and put it on the shelf behind you. You know, and then all of a sudden, because you've got that expensive camera box, then you're an authority. So you can
also, when you sell your camera, you can get more money for them if it has the box.
That's true. That is very true. But that's already a very old camera, a 5D Mark II.
Yeah. It's almost
well, now it's an antique now.
Yeah, that camera. God, how old is that camera?
7 years old, probably at that point. 7, 8 years old. Yeah, I think that came out in 2010, maybe 2009, 2010.
Yeah, the Mark II, because the Mark III is now $1,000.
Yeah,
for the
Mark IV now, right? Don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they have the Mark IV.
Yeah,
that's the Mark.
If you keep that camera long enough, Joe, it'd be worth the same money as the box.
I bet you it's not far off. That's kind of my point. Is like, I bet you that camera's not. It's probably not worth not much more than my 40D at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess you buy the box for 20, and that means you could probably sell the camera for an extra 60 or 70 bucks more, you know, so you might net 50, 75 bucks more on a sale of the camera with the box.
It's hilarious.
You triple your money. You pay 20 and you get 50 or 60 back. So.
Well, this is how hilarious it is, because you remember I tried to trade in one of my 40Ds and Amazon sent it back to me.
They said, we won't even take it.
It's just not worth it, man. Like,
yeah, that's when you know you've kept you've waited a bit too long to upgrade.
You waited just a little too long. Yeah, when they send it back to you, man, you're like, damn.
They'd rather pay the cost to ship it back to you rather than process it and put it up for sale. Yeah. It's that tells you all you need to know.
You know what? I also because I went through they do have an exchange program, a trade-in program for their Echo devices. So I was going to trade in my second gen Echo Dots to get a new Echo Dot. Okay. I haven't done it yet, and I think my time's about to expire in another day or two. But in any case, I found out that you can put your information in there. Amazon will automatically deduct out of your account, whatever account you want, whether it be a credit card or your bank account, and basically have a no interest charge sort of savings account for you. So you always have an Amazon credit. So it basically like an allotment out of whatever account you want. And so every month you could send, let's say, $100 to Amazon. And then you always have this little running savings account with Amazon, kind of like a
layaway, just for funds. And you just fund it, and then you just
just to make
they do is it 5 months, 4 or 5 month payment, interest-free payments on certain things. I've seen that.
Yeah.
We did that. We actually did that for the Echo device last year, and I paid it off in a month. But I said, I'll sign up and see what it is. I mean, and they break it down into 5 equal payments. So basically interest free for 5 months. I mean, I paid it off in a month, but that's kind of cool. So cost of money so cheap for them that they can do it, and I'm sure it spurs people to buy stuff that they don't have the money for this month, but they might in a couple months. So they probably do really well around tax time. People knowing they're going to get refunds or whatever, and
it's so easy.
Get it now, and I can pay it off in 3 months when I get my refund.
Yeah, so it's
so easy to borrow money.
Yeah,
it's kind of one of those. I mean, if you have the money in your savings account these days, you're not getting hardly anything back on it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's kind of like they probably figure, well, we'll do this. So like, let's say the latest, greatest, let's say you do want to get a mirrorless camera, and your investment all together, you want to get a couple lenses, the body, everything, let's say $2,200.
Yeah.
It's kind of a way to, okay, I'm going to start this year, starting in January, I'm going to put, I don't know, $200 every month to Amazon. So by the end of the year, you can get the whole system.
Yeah. That's what they're hoping. And then they earn money on your money while it's there.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt.
I mean, they're earning, a percent or two on it But,
there's no...
You don't get money for nothing,
Yeah. Or the chicks for free either.
Yeah. Right. But I'm pumped. Yeah.
There's tricks, yes.
I mean, over here, Mark, we advertise on our TV that you want 500 or 1,000. That's fine. It's only 4,900% APR.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 5% a day.
Our TV's full of the stuff, like
Oh yeah,
we have loan companies.
Yeah,
range 2,000
title bonds, auto loan, title loans, and that type of thing. Oh yeah.
Bank gets to borrow your money for nothing, and you got to borrow theirs for exorbitant amounts. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's That's how the whole system works. Yeah, it's kind of sad, actually.
It's very sad.
You have enough money and start your own bank, and then you're good.
Yeah,
the banks are good over here because they actually pay me 0.1% interest on the money I borrow.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, but if I want to borrow it, it's only 19.9% now.
Yeah, right. There you go. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like a a great deal for the bank. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our banks over here, yeah, they're in cahoots with the government, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they call it Treasure Island.
Yep. Well, yeah, you guys have an interesting week with the whole Brexit thing and everything. So.
Yeah, what a mess, hey? That's really good.
Non-Brexit, yeah.
Yeah, non-Brexit. So what's the deal? What's going to happen, Dennis? America wants to know.
America wants to know. Well, I was really surprised that she capitulated and never went ahead with the vote, because that would have told us straight away what they thought of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, delaying it is not going to delay much, is it? It's still going to be the same result.
When is it delayed to? Is it in March or something?
Yeah, I know. It's in the new year now. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'll tell you, well, this democracy thing we got over here, our members of parliament, they don't seem to accept the majority vote. They just don't stop whinging about, let's have another referendum. And we'll keep having them until we get the right answer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They must have all been wrong. We didn't really, no, they couldn't want that. Let's do it again.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we're all thick and we don't understand what's going on. And they're so well educated, they got to do it for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's been quite interesting, the coverage of all that stuff here. It's been quite interesting. So it's it's going to be interesting what the end result's going to be. Yeah, it's been going on for 2 years. I mean, it really shouldn't take that long, I don't think. But you know,
yeah, that's why you can see they don't get anything done when they're in government. You see, it takes 2 years to get this far. Basically nowhere.
Yeah, 2 years to get to the point where they decide they want to wait a little longer. Yeah. Yeah,
this seems a bit strange to me. If you're going to leave, then you leave. You know, if you don't pay your gym subscriptions, you can't say I'm not paying anymore and I'm leaving. But is it okay if I come in on Saturdays and use the swimming pool?
And they're like, just the swimming pool. Don't try to use any of the other equipment. Just the swimming pool. Oh, man. Yeah,
and we're going to have to pay these people millions and millions of pounds.
Yeah,
even after we left.
Oh yeah. That's the beauty of it. That's for sure.
Well, I think we've got more in common with the United States because at least we speak the same language.
Yeah.
even if you guys can't spell properly over there.
Yeah. Right. I have to admit my ignorance because I just don't watch any sort of TV, so I don't have any idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
we're leaving the European. At the moment, we're part of the United States of Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've all voted to leave.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. You voted 2 years ago to leave, and it took them all this time to negotiate, and now they get down to it, and they decide they don't want to do it, and then May goes over and she does like a whistle-stop tour to all the different countries to try to renegotiate. Is that what she tried to renegotiate stuff?
Yeah, I think basically
a deal in a week that took 2 years to get to.
We want to keep on trading with Europe, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it's jobs, but at the same time, if we remained in the club, then we've got to accept the free movement of people.
Yeah. That's the biggest sticking point as far as what caused the motion to leave or not. But it's just so funny. And then it's so funny though watching Parliament and how when somebody speaks and everybody just yells and it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a right. Well, if it was a school, you'd be put on detention behaving like that.
Yeah, detention. Yeah.
Yeah. It is funny though. It is interesting, and she secured her party support. She's still there. She didn't have to resign. So
yeah, only
just for now. At least for now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's.
But you know, it would be so much better if she were just out taking photographs instead of doing politics. I mean, you know, really.
Yes, this is true. Yeah.
It's the holiday season. There's lots of decorations and Christmassy stuff in London. So we sent our crack reporter Dennis out to photograph the.
Well, it's lucky I'm not in charge. Yeah. The thing is, the Prime Minister gets paid. Her wages are about 3,000 a week.
Okay.
Yeah. So
she get like 175,000 pounds. Yeah, that's
150. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get about 150,000 a year. And,
okay.
You know, and you'd think if you're going to get paid that kind of money, you should at least do something for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not much for that kind of position.
No.
Yeah.
Well, what does the president gets? Is it like 300,000?
I want to say
300,000. I think.
Yeah, I think it's like 280 or something like that.
You couldn't pay me that to be president. No way. You know.
No.
But you do get to fly around in Air Force One. No, I mean.
Yeah. Don't forget, it's a public job. It's public money. You can't expect to get paid the same as head of Google.
There's not a lot of waiting in traffic for the president.
That's true, though. You don't have to worry about traffic jams. You get and a doctor and an ambulance follow you everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
You get your own 747.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to go through a security checkpoint at the airport.
True. Yeah.
I mean, this is the only reason Donald Trump wanted to be president, because he needed the 300 grand.
He didn't want to have to deal with traffic. Yeah.
You're completely done with TSA. The TSA is the non-factor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I guess there are some perks, but I don't. Couldn't pay me to be president.
Yeah, it's like lifetime. I mean, no more TSA checks. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You basically get to go to the front of the line. You know,
all the time. Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. It's you know
something. Yeah.
You know.
So. But I know it's worth a lot more than that. Is quality images of London Christmas decorations.
Yeah. This is it.
I think Dennis is our man, because he has been on the beat. We tasked him last week with going out and actually using his camera, something that the rest of us don't do. And
yeah. Well, I dust my knob every once in a while.
Me and Joe. Well, actually, I'm the worst offender. So.
Yeah, but unfortunately, about an hour after I took this photograph, it just poured down with rain for the rest of the day. So.
Really? So this was so you went actually down. Okay, Covent Garden, which you have been to in previous years, I guess. So is this like one of the main districts where they decorate everything?
Yeah, this is in the West End of London. And this is, all the tourists gather here. You know.
Okay.
Street entertainment, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And that's a big tree.
It is a big tree. Yeah.
And it's a live tree. Wow. Where did they get the tree? Do they get a tree from a different part of the country every year or something?
No idea. It's probably hacked out of some forest over here somewhere.
That's a good sized tree. Yeah.
It's not as big as the one in Trafalgar Square, though.
Okay, so Trafalgar Square is bigger.
Yeah, that's the one what's given to the UK from I can't remember where it comes from. One of the Scandinavian countries.
Okay, like Norway or something.
Yeah, I think it was Norway. They've been doing it since after the Second World War ended. You know.
Okay, it's kind of a thanks for saving our butts.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I decided that yesterday I was going to go out with a camera and I was just going to shoot wide open.
Okay. F2, 65. Okay, so you just left it and...
Yeah, just left it on F2. All I had to do was focus it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, well, it was kind of an overcast day anyway, so you didn't really have to deal with bright sun or anything, so...
No, that's... yeah, I just wanted to see that Voigtlander lens. I really like it. You know, it's a shame it weighs so much. You know.
Yeah.
You'll just absolutely never pass the sim test, man, because the 106, 1/640th of a second is just not going to cut it. That's if you'd have went like 640 seconds,
yeah, you got to reverse it. You got to reverse it. 40 over one.
I couldn't do a semi on this. Too many people around.
Yeah, that's just not gonna fly. Yeah.
That's neat. So is this that that inside market shot that you do quite a bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be a market. Now it's full of yuppie tea shops. You know.
Okay. This is nice. I like this. A little car packed full of.
Yeah, this is Morris Fousen. Now they are they call them classic cars now. But when I was about 20, I had one of these.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was just trying to think of a word what could describe it. A four-letter word beginning with S.
Okay. I was going to say super. That's a 5-letter word. So it's what was it, like a 1-liter engine? Probably.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the engine in there went on to go into the Mini.
Okay.
Yeah, I think these are like 1950s, and they're still making them in the 60s. Yeah, and it's the same engine, the A series engine, which they turned transverse and stuck it in the Mini.
Okay. Well, that's neat.
Yeah, someone's done a lot of shopping.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All stacked up, ready to go. That's a nice shot. I like that. Nice reflection in the paint. And...
Yeah, there were so many people about markets. Not impossible to get a shot with no one in it, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just you just kind of hope. Okay, and here's what they're all at. They're all inside.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The decorations on the hanging from the roof. What are you doing, Crusher? Yeah, you're attacking the screen. Okay, cool. Well, you actually did get out and get some images. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, we ended up in Hyde Park in central London. Where we was hoping to get the fairground. They got Winter Wonderland, and yeah, a massive fairground in there. Would have been nice, but it would have been a swamp as well because it just stopped raining.
Raining, yeah. Did you go out with? Who did you go out with? Just yourself, or?
No, I was with a friend, and he had his twin boys with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was a bit shocked because we was discussing fountain pens, you know, and one of these 13-year-olds turned around to me and goes, "What's a fountain pen?"
Yeah. Is that the same thing as a stylus?
Yeah.
Can I text with it?
You wouldn't know what a record deck is, yeah.
Yeah.
I said to Mike, "Come on, you mustn't have used a fountain pen during your lifetime."
Probably not.
They don't use a pen at all, probably.
Yeah, probably it's not. Just like a biro, isn't it? You know, with a ballpoint.
Teach. A lot of schools here don't even teach cursive anymore.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to me. I mean, I was always terrible at it, but at least I know how to do it.
There's I'm probably the only, well, maybe Dennis does, but I go down, you know, because you guys know I drive a truck, and so there's one place I go. Well, there's two places that I go where you actually physically have to fill out a check, to pay the lumpers. And it's the only time that I actually, you know, so that I still know how to fill out a check, because you know, I have to do it for, you know, on the company's behalf to pay these lumpers that unload my load for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's otherwise, you know, nobody knows how to fill out a check.
No. You know, think about it. Really, the only checks I write are for bowling and for, like, if we send checks to our, you know, gifts or whatever, and that's very rare too. Most of the time, it's a gift card or whatever. So.
That's another dying thing too, Mark, and it's sad, is bowling. You know, I know you're in a league, but you know, guys like myself, like it could be a year or 2 years or 3 years before I go bowling, and it's one of those things when you go bowling and you're like, God, why don't I do this more often? It's fun. It's great.
Yeah. It's it is fun. I mean, they're getting away. The little place that we go has kind of gotten away from leagues. There's still a few leagues there. I mean, we're one of like 2 or 3 leagues, but before they switched formats or whatever a few years ago, I mean, it was very very intensive on leagues. They probably have 15 different leagues, but they changed their business model a few years ago and wanted to try to get like corporate events and stuff. And so most of the serious league bowlers went to another facility. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. I mean, I'm not that good at it, but we go once a week, and we've been doing it for 10 years, so it's kind of a fun thing to do on Monday night. Yeah.
You still write checks, Wes?
Yeah, I do. I occasionally, if depending on where it is.
I think I've only written one check in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. Yeah, it's like, who the hell writes checks?
I mean, obviously, we used to write checks all the time, but now, yeah, it's just direct transfer. Yeah.
I write about 12 checks a year, and 10 of them are for bowling.
The only check I've written in the last 3 or 4 years was for the revenue.
Okay.
Oh, for that. Okay.
The only reason I did that was because I paid my taxes, and then they wrote to me and said that I owe them £3.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, I just paid them thousands, Joe, you know, and then they said, you owe £3 and you've got to pay it, otherwise it won't close your account. You know?
Oh yeah, no, you have to. As a matter of fact, on our end, you could literally. I've owed them 48 cents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try to pay them 48 cents. It's nuts, and you have to hurry up and pay it because that 48 cents will accrue interest if you don't hurry up and pay it, and you know.
It might get up to 57 cents.
It might get up to 50 cents.
Well, it actually said on the form, Joe, that all the methods of payment I could use.
Yeah.
And it said I could send a check, but it actually said underneath, please use another method if possible. So I wrote them a check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious because, you figure out the cost that it takes to pay someone to remind you, right? So that someone's physically got to do whatever to remind you that you owe the $1 or the 48 cents, right? So they're getting an hourly wage, and then they're physically sending you something in the mail, probably that costs a certain amount of money, and then if you send them a check, they have to pay someone else to process that.
That's it. Yeah. So they got their £3.
Yeah,
it cost them £5 or £10 to do that. Yeah, they lost £7 on the deal probably.
Yeah, that's great. That's why I use that method to send it. You see?
Exactly. Yeah, you're like
sending me a demand for £3 is just taking the pee.
Yeah.
Boy, Mark, Pittsburgh acts like they want to win this football game against New England here. It's 14-10 Pittsburgh.
How much time left?
241 now left in the fourth quarter. Ooh. It's third down right now for Pittsburgh. They called the timeout. So,
what are you watching, Joe?
American football.
American.
So it's if Pittsburgh gets stopped right now, and they miss the field goal, New England's got a chance here, man.
Yeah, 2 minutes is plenty of time.
Yeah, I could just see behind you, Joe. And there's a reflection of your TV screen in the.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Yeah. So now I can say last night I was watching American football with Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's.
Okay, there you go. Oh, your Rams are on it in an hour and a half, right? Yeah, they started.
Right. Yeah, trust me, because I've been watching the clock. Yeah.
Yeah, you got your shirt on and everything. So you're ready.
Yeah, I got my shirt on. The most important thing ever in the universe is the Rams. So we're dialed in. Yeah, this is 2 Sunday night games in a row. We played last. Whoa! Look at this.
Yeah, and you play again. Yep. Well, guys, good show. We will do one. I don't think we'll miss one. Yeah, because Christmas is on a Tuesday, so next Sunday will be 2 days before. So yeah, we'll do next Sunday and the Sunday, but what is that? The 30th, I guess. Yeah. So.
And that's going to be good because you would have all opened your new cameras by then.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
The imaginary cameras.
Camera stuff. Is anybody else getting any camera equipment? Do you think? Or buying yourself any camera? No.
I might buy that gimbal, but
yeah.
We'll say. Oh, okay, so he made the field goal, so now it's 17-10. So
2 minutes left.
With 2:30 left.
Ooh,
so
that's a lot of time.
they could run one play, get the 2-minute warning. That because New England's out of timeouts, so that gives them at least one timeout. So they have to score at least 7 to tie it, or 8 to win. Of course, if they get it.
That means absolutely nothing to me, Joe.
You know what, Dennis? We have something in common because it means nothing to me as well. Why? Because this right here is the most important thing on the planet.
Right.
Neither one of these is my team. But yeah, we do know people that this is important stuff too. So
yeah. I watch the Steelers, but I don't get bent out of shape one way or the other anymore. And they're going to do whatever they're going to do. So win or lose. So all right, guys, well, have a good week. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I'll do next Sunday and the Sunday between Christmas and New Year's. So. Have a good one. It's good. Go Rams.
Yeah, go Rams. Go Rams. Yeah.
All right, Dennis. See you.
Yeah.
Wes.
See you guys.
As always.
We'll see you guys, man.
Take care.